we are taking momentous action today, dealing with a very serious crisis that is facing not only the nation, but Albany County in particular, and that's dealing with the opioid crisis. County Executive Dan McCoy has been a leader in the efforts, not only locally, but nationally, to deal with that crisis. In fact, just within the past few weeks, he has been named by City and County Magazine as County Leader of the Year, a national award given to him in large significance because of his leadership locally and nationally on this issue.
We have officially filed litigation in federal court against the national pharmaceutical manufacturers. So it was filed this morning at 9 o'clock, and we received that it is officially in. I would like to thank Elizabeth Smith from Motley & Rice for joining us on this proud day as we hold companies accountable for their role in the creation of the opiate crisis. For far too long, these companies deceived and promoted their products to the medical industry. You may be asking yourself, why? Simply put, they got rich on it. It was about money at the end of the day. In 2014, opiates as a class generated $11 billion in revenue. $11 billion in 2011. But these are only numbers that I'm concerned about here in Albany County. 11 heroin deaths, 8 deaths from opiate pain relief overdose, and nearly 1,200 unique clients admitted to treatment programs for heroin and other opiates. What's scary about these numbers, this is just from 2016 alone. I'm just talking 2016. From 2010 to 2015, total drug deaths in Albany County increased by 29%. Last year, we launched Project Orange and our opiate task force to combat this epidemic. The federal litigation we are filing today is our next step in our continued efforts to end this once and for all. One death from opiate or heroin is one too many.
I can give you some general information about the complaint. There are 4 primary defendants who are named in the complaint. That's Purdue, who's the manufacturer of one of the more commonly known opioids, OxyContin. Endo, Janssen, who's a subsidiary of Johnson & Johnson, and also Teva, who produces, among other things, some fentanyl opioids, like a fentanyl lollipop and some other fentanyl-based opioid products. The litigation is an attempt to hold these defendants responsible for the enormous healthcare costs, treatment costs, the rising crime rates, escalating social issues that have been incurred by Albany County and other jurisdictions across the country. The complaint alleges that for more than 20 years, these defendants developed and executed a coordinated, sophisticated, highly deceptive, and fraudulent marketing campaign for opioid drugs. Defendants individually and collectively, knowing that long-term opioid use causes addiction, misrepresented the dangers of long-term opioid use to physicians and patients, and overstated the benefits of opioids for the long-term treatment of chronic pain conditions through this intentionally deceptive and fraudulent campaign. Some of the specific causes of action that are brought in this complaint are a federal civil RICO claim. That's unusual in these cases. There are some other cases across the country that have this, but not many. And that alleges that the defendants worked together in a opioid marketing enterprise to fraudulently increase their profits through their misleading marketing campaign. There are also causes of action that are based on New York statutes, such as the deceptive acts and practices and false advertising. And there's a common law public nuisance claim as well, alleging that the defendants engaged in acts that caused harm to the public.
You know, I say to people, it's not about the money. It's about changing the cohesiveness and the culture of what's going on in the pharmaceutical companies. And it's about giving outcome for a better life for people that are unfortunately addicted to heroin, to let them, to put more resources into getting them back into a stable life and a more productive life. And we can't continue to do that when the pharmaceutical companies continue to pump these out like drug dealers on the street corners, because that's what they're doing in doctors' offices. When you go in and your kid scrapes their knee and they go, yeah, doc, I got a little pain, and they give you pain medicine for 14 days is crazy. Is crazy. And it's changed the litigation and the way they can prescribe drugs, not just here in New York State, but across this nation. And I do want to thank some of our senators and Congress personnel that have been trying to change the law that you can't give 30-day supplies anymore. And people that are on it for 6 months for pain reliever, something's going on. You know, are you addicted to the drug? Are you in that much pain? These are things we need to work for and work for the people of this great county, and to give them a better opportunity, and that's getting these prescription drugs out of their medicine cabinets, out of their hands, and really in educating parents and parents themselves about the effect these prescription drugs are not only having on them, but are having on their children.